Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our April meeting for 11's Economic Development Culture Committee. Chair, Santiago, officially calling the meeting to order at 6:37 p.m. Before we begin, I'm going to go over a few ground rules if everyone can hear me. One, no one may speak until granted the floor. CB11 members, if you have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, you may raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand, you can either do so here in the room, or if you're participating online, you click the raise hand icon there. Members should not engage in a back and forth discussion. I will recognize the next person to speak. Please keep your questions and comments brief and on topic. Members of the public, if you have questions and comments about the subjects of the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. Next slide. Okay. We have our call to order at 6:37. Roll call.
Yes. 3 members. There are 9 members in total. 5 are needed for quorum. Ayana Joseph. Samantha Pedrero.
Absent.
Debbie Quinones.
Present.
Xavier Santiago.
Present.
Janelle Satija.
Absent.
Benny Torres.
Absent.
Anne Marie Vasquez.
Present.
Nye Whitaker.
Absent.
Agatha White.
Absent.
You only have 4 present so far, Chair.
Seeing as that we do not have quorum at this time, we will stand in recess for 15 minutes. If at that time we do not have quorum, we will have to adjourn the meeting and move the agenda to May's meeting. With that, please turn off the camera. Members who have joined us virtually, we apologize for the delay, but we will reconvene in about 15 minutes. Thank you. Everyone, we are reconvening. Let me know when you have. I'm good for there. Going to ask if our assistant district manager would call the roll one more time, please.
Ayana Joseph.
Present.
Samantha Pedrero. Absent. Debbie Quinones.
Present.
Xavier Santiago.
Present.
Janelle Satija. Absent. Benny Torres. Absent. Anne Marie Vasquez.
Present.
Nye Whitaker. Absent. And Agatha White.
Present.
Thank you.
We have quorum. Great. Adoption of the April 2026 agenda. The agenda for our meeting tonight was distributed ahead of time. If there are no objections, it will be adopted as written. Okay, good seeing no objections. The agenda is adopted. The March meeting minutes were distributed the same email previously. There are no objections to the minutes as written. They will be adopted. Okay, seeing there are no objections, the meeting minutes are adopted. 5 announcements. The deadline to file your taxes today. There are over 148 volunteer income tax assistance and tax counseling for the elderly, locations across New York City that can help you file in person, online, and over the phone. NYC Free Tax Prep can help you get your full refund and all eligible credits, including the Empire State Child Tax Credit, up to $1,000 per child under 4 and up to $500 per child between the ages of 4 and 16. Self-employed freelancers, gig workers, and small business owners can get free year-round resources for filing taxes and making estimated tax payments. Next, we have the New York City Department of Design and Construction. They're seeking artists interested in being commissioned to provide artwork for the New York City Borough-based jails program. The city will be selecting artists soon for upcoming artwork commissions at the Bronx, Queens, and Manhattan facilities. These commissions will be an opportunity for selected artists to make a lasting improvement to the facilities and have a positive impact on people in custody, their family and friends, facility staff, neighbors, and others in the greater community. We can find out about that. Absolutely. Thank you. It's a good question. The Department of Consumer and Worker Protection enforces NYC's third-party food delivery service laws, which cap the fees third-party delivery apps can charge on restaurants. The laws require DCWP to issue a report on the fee caps, and they would like to hear from you to inform their recommendations. You can email them at rulecomments. Comments is plural, so rulecomments@vcwp.nyc.gov. and you should do so by Wednesday, May 6th, with your suggestions. Finally, applications for the NYC Department of Small Business Services, commercial revitalization grants are now open. These grants offer funding to help community-based organizations, or better known as CBOs, across the city to engage in programs and delivery services to increase foot traffic on commercial corridors, enhance the public realm, and build organizational management and leadership capacity. So those are our updates. And the last little update, which we'll be talking about briefly, is that on May 8th, from 10 to 2, we will have our job fair over at Union Settlement. 3 of our partners are Mount Sinai, the MTA, and Mega, which is building the Timbali Terrace just across the way. So it's a great opportunity for us to engage. When we have that flyer, it'll be coming out in the next day or two. Please submit it through all of your networks. Get it out there. So, all right, with that, are there any other announcements?
So the 111th Street Alzheimer's is celebrating their 15th anniversary. The block party is going to be on July 12th from 9 a.m. to 5:30, and we're looking for vendors, artists as well, but there's a fee for them. And then we're trying to create a community resource fair on the day of the event. So if anyone wants to find out more information, they can contact me at DRQ104 email.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, when is Alzheimer's from? June?
July.
July.
It's always the second Sunday in July. That's the 111th Street Old Time. Whereas the 106th Street Old Timers is always the first Saturday in August. And they're celebrating their 43rd anniversary. So these are probably 2 of the longest running events in the neighborhood.
I remember going to play some stickball there.
Yeah, so the secret game is gonna start at 9 o'clock. And anybody that wants to take the swing is more than welcome to.
Yes, no judgments too.
I used to go there when I was a little kid with my parents.
When was the date of the job fair?
May 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at Union Settlement, and that's on 104th Street between 3rd and 2nd Avenues. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, any other announcements?
The other announcement is, the Friends of Town Park Alliance, for the park on 120th Street between Lexington and 3rd, is having It's My Park Day, where we're painting the benches. So I need help with people that will have brushes and will have paint, but I just need hands to show up for us. They'll be from 11 to 3.
Okay, wonderful. 11 to 3, the date again?
It's,
yeah.
Saturday, 4/28, 4/25.
Okay, 4/25, great, 11 to 3. All right,
And just to let you know that the city has awarded $4 million for the renovation of the park. They're supposed to be organizing a community feedback session, and the position that we have with the Friends of Art Park is that we want the renovations to include interactive art features, because it's the only park that's dedicated to Harlem Art Park. So we want that to kind of include, so that if you step in, there's a bell, something with a light, whatever. So, we're hoping that when they have the community feedback session, that we communicate that very forcefully, because 2 blocks away, the Ronald McNair Playground is getting $8 million for renovation. So there's gonna be the state-of-the-art playground, so we want this park to focus on art.
wonderful. Thank you for that. All right. Next, informational updates. Do we have any of our city agencies, small business services, DCWP, the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, or EDC, Economic Development Report on?
Online to express that they represent any agencies.
Right, I was informed with our business development organizations, workforce development organizations. I know 2 of them, Union Settlement and one of the others, are at an event that's happening concurrently right now, so they would not be here.
Oh, sorry, I forgot something.
Is there an announcement?
Culture organization.
Yep.
Next week, the 28th, to May, oh my God, it's already May. The 28th to the 3rd of May, Harlem Park is going to have a pop-up exhibition with a partnership with the Center for Puerto Rican Studies, and they're going to be celebrating the photographer Maximo Colon.
Okay, great. And that's under, that's an update from Arts and Culture Center. Okay, great. All right, and all right, now we'll move on to committee engagement and outreach. We had a walkthrough that was organized by Anne Marie at the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to pass the baton to her to give us a quick update. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for doing the work on it.
No problem. On Monday, I did a walkthrough with, his name is Arnaldo. I'll get to his title from the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce, who is, he's appointed to help the businesses here in East Harlem with informing them of resources, grants, anything that's available for them and help. He's supposed to come weekly or, well, he's supposed to be out there and doing the outreach, so I told him that I would, also do the outreach with him. And I believe we're gonna do this like a weekly, basis, kind of, walkthrough, so you guys are more than welcome to come out, the dates. Quickly, I'm gonna give you guys an update of the things that we saw, the critical issues that were going on in terms of the businesses that are along Second Avenue and 106th Street. So we walked from 106th Street all the way to 116 and Second down to First. With these Second Avenue subway construction impacts, these are the impacts, communication gaps. I'm just gonna read this because there is a significant lack of proper communication between the MTA and local businesses owners regarding timelines and disruptions. Visibility and signage. Storefronts are heavily obstructed, and I took pictures as well, so I can show you guys. While the MTA promised signage, the provided signs are small, unprofessional, and effective for attracting customers. Parking and foot traffic. The loss of parking has severely impacted the to-go traffic. People who just drive up, order something and leave or pick up. Has significantly impacted them. Many regular customers have stopped visiting because they can no longer find accessible parking near the shops. Structural concerns. One of them, I'm not gonna say the name of the business, but it's on the minutes here. Reported that construction vibration is a major concern for both the businesses operating and the physical integrity of the building. The vibration, when they start breaking the streets, the sidewalk, is definitely affecting them. And something else about that business. And displacement and relocation needs. One of the businesses is being displaced because they bought the whole block,
Mhm.
the whole building from 106. Oh, that's something else. We haven't gotten to that part yet. 106 all the way to 105th. That whole, besides this, up to the school. There's a school there. The East
On the east
Tutorial,
side.
East Harlem Tutorial,
The East Harlem tutorials on 100.
in the corner, right?
Yeah.
So the building from 106 up to the school.
Oh, wow.
That all those buildings gone. What was that?
They knocked them down?
They want to, well, MTA purchased them, so they will. Since MTA purchased the building for the new train station that will be there, they are now the landlords. Despite a verbal offer to assist with relocation before the end of the month deadline, the owners report zero communication and no actual relocation support to take. They said to them that we're gonna help them relocate, find a space for them, but it could be anywhere in the city. They wanna stay here since they've been here for years as business owners, and they're also residents, some of them. So they could be placed anywhere, and also, they did also mention that they were gonna help, if they find a place here, help them with the contract with the landlord. They haven't done anything, and the building was bought March 6th, they gotta be out by next month. Yeah. Safety and neighborhood trends, public safety along 116th Street, no, they're on 109, I'm sorry, this is, I gotta correct this. 109 and Second, one of the businesses highlighted a need for increased police presence, particularly at night, to address rising safety concerns. It's very dark. The owner of this place almost got assaulted one night because it's so dark and there's nowhere to run since it's barricaded. Idle scaffolding outside the direct subway corridor. The salon that we went to on 116 and First is suffering visibility due to the sidewalk shed that has been remaining in place for months with no active construction. There was scaffolding obstructing the visibility. A decline in business along with long-term regulars because of their being priced out. New residents are often unaware of existing local businesses. And key areas for assistance, they definitely need a lot of marketing and promotion. help finding new ways to reach to the customers and stay afloat during construction. They need a lot of promotion, a lot of marketing, financial support, strong interest in grants and small business loans, MWBE support, interest in MWBE, specific grants and programs to help with rising rents. And the FIFA promotion, Arnaldo was promoting the FIFA. All businesses express interest in participating in FIFA related promotions to help drive foot traffic back to the area. And that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
Big scenario here, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
You
we
can
will
just email,
continue.
and we'll add that to the minutes. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for that.
No
And
problem.
if any members who want to attend in the future, please let us know and give us a bit of a runway. We can participate. Any questions? Yes. Yeah.
Will there just weekly meetings like midday or they're possibly in the evening?
So this one happened around 2 o'clock. Just because I set it up with the person at Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
But let me find out what time he's available.
Okay.
I'm available anytime.
Yeah.
I live here, so I don't care. But I will find out if he's available after 5 o'clock. If not, I can still do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but you know, switch to like a daytime and even if you
Right.
gotta show
Right.
the baseline, it's at least
Yeah.
kind of come over.
Right.
So when it comes to resources, since we have all the food service, so bring,
Right.
he'll do it during the day. We can do it at night. We can just set up a date. And
As
time.
long as we get drinks at the end.
Of course, I'm down.
Yeah, I have another.
But
Did they say who communicated with them about the relocation assistance for when they were being displaced in that street?
they received the letter.
Okay.
The FCA. And my experience while doing this, I'm gonna say it was so sad. And you know, we thought Second Avenue, all this was gonna happen and stay on Second Avenue, they're taking over the streets as well. And it's, you know, very sad and concerning. And they were very happy to see us there. I mean, they were expressing a lot of gratitude and they want us to come and they want us to help. They want information from us. I did mention to come to our meetings, but they definitely want us to be supportive. A lot of them can come to the meetings because they are business owners, so sometimes information don't get to them. So us going to them is very impactful.
The whole point of our outreach that,
Mhm.
so not next week, but the week after, we have the Second Avenue Subway Task Force meeting. So it's glad you
Yeah.
did this. So Adam, our chair, is his hand raised. Adam, thank you.
Thank you, Anne Marie. I just want you to all know that I have sent out an email to Joe O'Donnell. I keep emailing him from the MTA about a host of things regarding the Second Avenue subway, but including these issues that you're raising. One of my concerns is that I've come to, I think, realize that some of these places that are being relocated are getting very generous payouts by the MTA, depending on who represents that business, which is fine. The issue is that the businesses that aren't getting relocated, like some of them in Franklin Plaza and other spots, are getting no financial assistance for these next 6 to 8 years, where they're going to basically be blocked off in a place where nobody's really going to have access. I find it also really interesting that, you know, we're 10 years after the first phase and we're still talking about banners and signage. This is clearly by design. The MTA continues to tell us that they've learned from lessons of the past, and yet here we are talking about signs and banners 10 years later. They also told us at the Second Avenue Subway Task Force meeting that the signs were offered options to the contractor, and the contractor was allowed to pick. Obviously, the contractor was going to pick the cheapest ones they could. I've noticed that a lot of businesses have had to have made their own signs. They're putting on QR codes, etc. QR codes are a newer technology than they were 10 years ago. The MTA should have already have been doing that. And I guess I'll end with this. Even where new fencing and barricades have gone up as they're going further and further north very quickly. There have been new fences in front of businesses that have been up for about 3 weeks now, and they still don't have signage for their restaurants. How the planning of this was allowed to be done, when signs like this, especially the crappy ones the MTA has been putting up, take a couple of days to make, is really mind-boggling. So while we are going to be meeting every month with the Second Avenue Subway Task Force, I do urge this committee to stay on top of the MTA regarding this, because these businesses will not make it. They won't. I mean, we can go out there all we want, and that's great. And I will be joining you, Anne Marie. But unless we hold the MTA's feet to the fire, and And if this continues the way it will, even little grants here and there, they're just a Band-Aid, you know. So there's gonna need to be real significant change and investment to protect these small businesses, okay? So. that's
Thank
it for
you.
Can I
me.
just ask,
Thank you.
And Debbie, and then
I'm wondering, would it make sense to maybe have a press conference? Where to show this is what we have. When you had Second Avenue, past 96th Street, you had different signs or something like that, where you just have a small press conference, just to. Cause we negotiate and then we keep negotiating and then after a while they kind of disrespect you. And sometimes you just have to slap them a little bit or, just shake them up a little. Because I think that demonstrates it, then, jump to, the mayor's office as well. I mean, we know that, but I think a press conference and just have the testimonies of people sharing the frustration. And the disregard, the story may be picked up somewhere else,
Right.
so that's something to consider.
Sure.
So
Emery.
yeah, I was thinking about that, reaching out to the news and let them know what's going on. Even to the elected, or the candidates that are running, there are races coming up. Come and visit these places and also, they also mentioned that they had a representative from the MTA visit them. Give them their card, everything you need, call us, they call them, months later, there's nothing going on. So they're really not, there's just, here you go, here's my card, call me if you need anything, but it doesn't really work, or hasn't been working.
There's good recommendations and I think, yes.
Have you ever tried going to Albany to talk to your representatives? Because we, in social services, we go every now and then to the state capitol. And we sit with the representatives of the senators of 4 areas. We tell them this is what's happening. So they are forced to engage, at least asking what's happening. So it's like making a rally, we're also having some success with that. And it increased visibility. So let's say an extra with the press conference, also making a rally, and now that social media is everywhere, people, encourage people, people from the community to say, hey, if you're active in social media, use these hashtags. It just increases visibility. And like you said, someone is going to pick the story up and it's going to become visible.
Thank you. Some of us go for caucus weekend and other events throughout, but thank you for recognition. That's great. We're glad to have you here in the space. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Emery, for this and look forward to the next one. Really appreciate your efforts. With that, we'll move the agenda along. We have presentations and discussions. Agatha, you have your hand up. Thank you. Agatha?
I did, thank you. Yeah, I did mention this before, but I think it was just in writing. So I did wanted to, since you guys were talking about Second Avenue line, but I think it will be a good idea to reach out to other communities that went through that for phase 1, such as the Upper East Side, and see if there are any lessons learned or things that they could have done different or things that perhaps we could use now that we're going through it in the community and could help us moving along. I'm sure they went through this whole thing, and so, it'll be great to hear from them, perhaps inviting them. I'm not sure how could that be possible. Just wanted to throw that out as an idea.
Yes, Community Board 8. So we can reach out to them. Thank you.
Or visit
praise
the businesses that are there.
Okay, wonderful. All right, thank you for that. And Dem and I'll have a conversation about possibly putting on a presser, so I appreciate that. Next week, have President.
They invite those that are running.
Mhm.
There are new elections and there are new races, right?
Yeah, because of their positions. The presentations and discussions section, we have West Harlem Art Fund, Savona Bailey McLean, who I believe is with us.
Yeah, she did.
There we are.
Yes.
So you're going to present on the West Harlem Art Fund.
How do I give my
Sorry, Savona, we didn't catch any of that.
Yeah, your connection's a bit
Yeah.
choppy.
I'm trying to say, how do I share my power? Can you hear
You
me?
should. Yeah,
It's really, we hear you barely. It's a bit choppy.
yes, but to share your screen, you have to go into the Zoom tool and look with it in either more or however large you have your tool, and then just hit share. Do you see that?
Okay, you said go where in the tools?
You're in Zoom, correct? Right, so you'll see at the bottom toolbar where it's like mute or unmute, turn off your camera. Look along that selection for share.
Ah,
There
gotcha.
you go.
Okay. Amazing.
Simona, your connection is really bad. We can't hear you at all. I'm sorry.
We'll go to the next person.
Can you hear me?
No, it's
Can
very,
you? All right, how about, hello?
That sounds a little bit better.
I think, all right, so let me just give a verbal presentation and then I'll send the PowerPoint.
Sounds good.
yeah.
That might, sounds a lot better. Okay, all right, good evening, everyone. How are you? So
Good,
my
thank
name
you.
is Savannah. I'm the Executive Director and Chief Curator of the West Harlem Art Fund. And what I was going to present is the fact that we are about to launch our third rendition of Harlem Sculpture Gardens. Harlem Sculpture Gardens begins on May 2nd through October 30th in 6 venues: Morningside, St. Nicholas, Jackie Robinson, Monterey Park.
Savannah, it's breaking up again. Savannah?
No.
It's breaking up again. Try turning off your video feed and let's see if that frees up some of the bandwidth. All right. Can you speak?
Can you hear?
I
Yeah.
can hear you.
All right,
right.
so let's
Let's try from the, if you start from the naming of the parks where the art, the third rendition will begin, please.
Right. So Harlem Sculpture Gardens is presented in Morningside, St. Nicholas, Jackie Robinson Park, Montefiore Park / Plaza, and
It was doing good.
Harlem Nice presenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing it again. I thought maybe the bandwidth was getting eaten up by the video. I don't.
You shouldn't call
Hey, could you possibly call in? Do you have full bars with your mobile?
Okay.
I'm gonna give her my number. She can call in. My number.
Let's see if you can.
I don't know with Zoom today.
That's okay. You can try to call in if you'd like. I think I can
Here,
try
I'll give just send it a private message to her
Okay.
to call my mobile.
What is the phone number?
I'll chat it to you directly. 1 second.
And go to the next person.
Next on deck will be Marco Shalma from Harlem Summer Nights, right immediately after, and then we have the Ready Reentry Workforce Training Program with the Mays Grace Foundation. Mays.
Let's try this.
Here from the Harlem Summer Nights. Who's here from the Harlem Summer Nights?
Marco Shalma.
No. The lady.
Hello, Savannah?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, wonderful. All right, if you can, we'll mute on our end right now.
So I'm trying to mute myself.
Yeah, so mute your Zoom, and then we're gonna mute on this side until we have questions, so there's not a reverb, okay?
Can you hear me?
Much better, thank you.
So which part should I start?
The parks, all the parks.
And turn your volume down as well, okay? Not on your phone, but on your computer. Just on your computer, just turn it down,
Turn the volume
the
down.
volume.
I'm down on the computer and then.
All right, now you can talk into the phone. Seems so. No, can you mute your speakers on your computer?
Trying to just get out of the Zoom, so therefore,
Yeah.
okay. It's really bad. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so let me go back. So yes, we are presenting Harlem Sculpture Gardens, again, third year rendition across 67 acres, 6 venues, and we start May 2nd through October 30th. I wanted your community board to be aware of it. It is sculpture outdoors with some installations. I'm very proud of this. We have done some very innovative work with land art, bringing that back to New York City. It started in New York City and the UK. We did 2 pieces last year. We're bringing 2 more with teens, doing that this year. Lots of sculpture, women, a mixed group of people of color. And we have 22 sculptures being presented this year. So we're very excited about that, letting you know. Next year, we will also expand into Washington Heights. We're working that out. It takes about a year to plan all of this. So therefore, we could go north and offer more opportunities for artists, designers who are interested in presenting public art. Since we're having technical problems, I will send to the board our deck so you can see what we're expecting to do this year. We start installations over the weekend, and so therefore people can come and see the works, enjoy being outside. We also do a lot of resiliency. So last couple of years, we've noticed a lot of climate change impacts, soil erosion, soil compaction, flooding. So I reached out to City College, Brotherhood Sister Soul, other activists, groups, NYU. We now have Columbia Climate School on board, where we're looking at these climate change impacts to see how the weather is impacting trees, grasses, soil, and we're also training young people. So therefore we can have citizen scientists or those who want to have a career in the environment, and we're thinking as forward as we can. So therefore we can try to heal our street trees and improve our tree canopies as we're presenting the artworks. So that's it in a nutshell what we're doing. I'll make sure that you get the deck so all the members of your committee can receive them.
Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll look forward to seeing that deck. Any questions from the committee members? Any questions from public? Right. Sorry to hear about the technical difficulties. 6 years in, and we still occasionally have it happen, and beholden to the bandwidth of our cable. So thank you very, very much. I look forward to looking over the deck once we get it. In the future, when you come to present either this committee or any other, you can send the deck ahead of time, and our staff are very good at bringing it up and having it on the local computers, so it's less of it having to be shared on the other side and being reliant on the whims of band usage. So, but very excited for this. Look forward to seeing it, and we'll ping out the information.
Thank you so much. And
You too. All right, be well. Okay, Thank you everyone for your patience with that. Next, we will be moving on to Harlem Summer Nights. Marco Shalma, founder and CEO. Is Marco here online? No, he's not in. Okay, we will circle back. Next, we'll move on to the Ready Reentry Workforce Training Program, the Mays Grace Foundation. We have representatives from there.
Aaron Stokes?
Yes, you do. I'm right here.
All right, well, welcome, thank you. And hopefully the connection goes a little bit better on your side.
I'm hoping so.
You don't turn into that Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
I was going to ask, can everyone hear me? Are we good?
Yeah, we can hear you. Do you have a deck? Are you going to share?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, sir.
All right. Well, yeah, just
Right.
please.
I just text you, the East Fallen Older Studios. I say that, just text you.
Okay.
Show that.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
That's next weekend.
Good. All right. Fantastic. Thank you, Deb.
Share this with you guys. Hey, so first, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. Good evening, board members and neighbors. My name is Aaron J. Stokes, and I am the founder of the Mays Grace Foundation. We are a 5-borough-based nonprofit built on a simple but powerful belief that a stable, high-quality job is the most effective tool we have for community safety and long-term stability. Our flagship initiative is the Ready Reentry Workforce Training Program. We don't just find jobs, we prepare our justice-involved neighbors for careers in NYC's high-growth industries. We provide technical training, soft skill development, and crucially, partnerships with second chance employers who are ready to hire today. We stay with our participants long-term to ensure they remain productive, reliable members of our local workforce. So 2RTP is just a short version of the Ready Workforce Development Training Program. The Ready, let me just move this bar. There we go. The Ready Reentry Initiative is a comprehensive workforce development program designed to empower individuals transitioning, from incarceration or drug rehabilitation centers. Our mission is to equip these individuals with the necessary skills, resources, and support to secure stable, meaningful employment, thereby reducing recidivism and promoting successful reintegration into the community. We believe that by providing a formal paper trail of skills and support from the community, we can bridge the gap between a career gap and a career path. So in our training program, we're starting off with hospitality. So we're going to offer culinary kitchen management, hospitality management, and office technology management. I decided to go ahead and start with hospitality. Someone who has worked in hospitality for 30 years. I am pretty sure I have opened up several of your favorite restaurants, front of the house and back of the house. I have longstanding partnerships with Danny Myers, Marcus Samuelson. I have been in this industry for a long time, and I know for a fact that they're really big on second chance workforce development programs, and they're really eager to take those that want a second chance and develop them more to be able to be a product of our society, you know? So the Ready Reentry Initiative, we measure our success by tracking key metrics that demonstrate a tangible impact on participant lives and community. We use data on job placement rates, salary increases, and recidivism rates to evaluate our effectiveness. Ultimately, our goal is to help individuals not just find a job, but to build a career and reclaim their place in society as productive, self-sufficient members of this community. So our goals are to lower the rate of recidivism, at least by 60%. Bring real career skills to re-entry adults, financial stability and literacy, removing barriers to entry, and skill acquisitions and market alignment. The Mays Grace Foundation, we believe in second chances. We also believe in giving the tools necessary to achieve success. We also understand it's up to the individual that wants to make the change. The things we can guarantee is a chance, a credited certificate, and stability. The rest is really up to the individual. We do offer a credited certificate. They will get their food handlers. We will set them up for success before they get into the workforce by offering an internship before they're actually hired. And then we will still stay with them 6 months prior to make sure that they have the tools necessary to continue their workforce. Looking ahead to a transformative future, the Mays Grace Foundation is proud to announce that by 2028, we will break ground on the official Mays Grace Training Center. This flagship facility represents a pivotal step in our mission to foster self-sufficiency and long-term stability within our community. The center will serve as a hub for initiative and empowerment, offering a diverse range of trade skills and vocational opportunities designed to equip individuals with the practical expertise needed to thrive in today's workforce. By bridging the gap between potential and opportunity, we are not just constructing a building, we are laying the foundation for a more resilient and skilled generation. So this is all my information here for those that want to dig deeper into the whole Mays Grace Foundation. We have a plethora of other initiatives that we are working on, or they just want to go ahead and dig into the Ready Workforce Development Training Program. Here is all my information for anyone that wants to reach out to me. I really appreciate the time that you guys have allotted. And if there's any questions, I am here to answer them.
Thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate it, and thank you for your patience. Any questions from, yes, Debbie?
I see that you're in Brooklyn. Have you built a pool of folks from East Harlem?
Absolutely. So of course, because we are a new nonprofit, our grassroots operation resides in Brooklyn, but I just signed on to a lease for my office that would be in Manhattan so that I can go ahead and be able to be the community hub for all 5 boroughs.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the public? Could you say your name for the record so we have it in the minutes?
Yes, hello, my name is Tatiana Nolivos. We come from Volunteers of America. We work at Shorts Homeless Shelter. It's located in Randall Island. So Aaron, we are really interested in this initiative because we run a homeless shelter, and I believe that this is a population that is much needed for job training and workforce development. So I was wondering, will you be able to sign linkage agreements with shelters? Because in Randall, I believe there's 5 homeless shelters that will be more interested in working, have a lot of options, because we need to have many resources for all of our clients. Schwartz is one of the largest shelters in this district, so it will be really interesting to get into talks with your organization.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to go ahead, and I am absolutely I feel like it's worth to start at the homeless shelters, because when I moved to New York 15 years ago, I was a product of the men's housing shelters here in New York. I moved to New York with $300 in my pocket, and I was determined to be here and to do what I was supposed to do. So I always feel like it's necessary to go into the shelters and pull them out, because I'm a product of what it can become when you're given these chances. So absolutely, I would love to connect.
Thank you.
We have a question from Anne-Marie and then Rosa Diaz, who's online.
No, I just want them to send the information to us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we will add this as an attachment for our minutes for next month. So.
And if we want to send you an email, it's at that info right there, info@Mays.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Rosa, you're recognized.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chair. I wanted to ask, how long does a food handler card expire? Like, when does it expire? And do you offer clean slates? And also, sorry, I also do workforce, and I wanted to see if we can connect for either April 23rd event or future events. And lastly, I promise, Xavier, can I please have Tatiana's information? Because I'm always in shelters, getting information so we can work together.
Absolutely, Rosa. I'll get it to you over in just a moment.
Thank you.
So yes,
Go
absolutely,
ahead.
we do offer clean slates. I mean, this is the only way that we are getting the opportunities to work in places like Union Square Hospitality and the Marcus Samuelson Group. So we definitely do offer clean slates. I would love to also connect with you as well. And I forgot what the first question was. Did I answer all your questions?
The food handlers, do you know, is
Oh, the
there like an
food. Yes.
expiration date?
There is an expiration date. So we paid for it. We paid for their first one. It's up to the individual afterwards to keep up on it, but we will give them the tools necessary to be able to check when it's going to expire. Like I said, we will stay with them after they're placed into their jobs just to make sure they know certain things are about to arrive.
Great question. Thank you for your
Thank
work.
you.
Appreciate it. And keep in mind, for those that have maybe been through training and program, we have our job fair on May 8th, 10 to 2 at Union Settlement. Participants, Mount Sinai, Second Avenue Subway, Mega is building the project Timbali Terrace, which is the supportive housing project right across the way from here. And multiple other, like 12, 13 other employers that are coming along. So look on our website and the newsletter. Please sign up for it and you'll get that information. All right. Seeing there are no other questions, appreciate that. Thank you very much for being with us. Marco Shalma, one last time, and you can stop the share break screen and we'll pull up Marco Shalma. No, okay, we'll move on to the budget request submission form. Would you be so kind as to just put that on the screen for us? This is something the Statement of District Needs and Budget Committee. As many of you know and may not know, when we first had this created, when our major bylaws overhaul, I chaired the committee when it was first founded, and we have gone through quite the evolution to where we are today, which is fantastic to see such growth. And it is hyperlinked for those that have our agenda. It's hyperlinked right there. Beautiful, thank you.
I'll bring this up, and then I'll also bring up the receiving end, which Sage had explained was pertinent for us to know about. So I'll open both of those up.
Thank you so much. So just bear with us, everyone.
So this is the budget request submission form that is available already. It's live on our webpage. You just go into CB11M.org and select about CB11M, and it should you'll scroll down to see this. This is for members of the public. You fill in your name. Notify if you're a member or just a member of the public or you're an organization or group. Go to the district need category. You choose between the sectors that are involved with the district needs. And so let's see if we can find
Yep. So you can see the categories right here. Yeah, housing, land use, economic development. So sometimes the way our committees are made up may not inherently match dollar to dollar, if you will, but it will, in the city's selection process, you can see right here some options.
Right.
Expanding programming activation on city-owned sites. One of the big things for example, we fought for was any city-owned land to have 100% affordable. One of the largest to be produced is Sendero Verde. That was the ribbon was cut on that in 2014, and from beginning to end, it happened over the course of 10 years, which is super fast for affordable housing to keep in mind. And that was Genesis was from this community. So you have other options here as well. Assist on-site business compliance, everything, minority women-owned businesses. So we're going to the next one.
Just take one, support the Oh. Explanation, this back, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, on the receiving end. Yes, you'll just see the requests that come in. So we just, select by committee. And Sage had done all, I think this is just from the previous, statement of needs. I don't know if the one I just. Oh, yeah, perfect. This one that I just submitted right here, support the better known businesses, lack of MWEB, and then it will be sent over to our committee and for the chair and members to consider including in forthcoming submissions. Okay.
So this is the new version of the whole packet of.
Yep,
Yeah,
every year.
that we have to go through.
Right. Well, so what this allows opportunity is we carry on our previous, so for those, Wonkville, welcome to it. We have our existing budget request and we will keep asking for it or refining it. For example, NYCHA, we'd ask for repairs and they will fund in part. And what happens is in combination with city council and the mayor's office, they keep filling that bucket, which may take anywhere, depending on what the repair is, 5 to 10 years. And once the bucket's full, then it's funded in full. But sometimes that's the way the city allocates funds. Case in point, we fought for years to get a stop sign. I think it was on 135th Street, where you come off the bridge. People just blow right through it. And then finally, we got one after asking, so that budget request fell off. This is to allow for a new budget request. And in this instance, we'd wind up having, if it's something that we already have, we would use that information to maybe augment or just adapt and include that language if we find it helpful. Over the summer, we have our district consultations with the different city agencies to find out ways we can collaborate and work better together. So this is a way to incorporate new requests. So thank you very much, Khalid, for showing the front end and back end, front of the house and the back of the house.
No problem.
All right, great. We'll now move on to old business. Okay, we have coordinating for a local hiring job fair to facilitate phase 2 and 3 of the Second Avenue subway project. The MTA is having its a separate hiring fair, but they will be joining us on the 8th as well. You're going to join MTA alongside Second Avenue subway phase 2 program management team and contractors to learn about job opportunities for this transportation mega project, which will improve mobility for commuters and residents of East Harlem. Location will be at PS 83 and PS 182 in Luis Munoz Rivera School. That's 219 East 119th Street here in the neighborhood. And it will be Friday, April 24th, 4 to 7 p.m. Yes,
Do you know how are they marketing this event?
I could find out. I think flyers.
Yes,
have been sent out.
they've given us some flyers. I thought I included it.
Can you send me a flyer?
Yes, I can share that actually.
And I'm pretty sure we'll have it in. Huh?
The calendar.
Yeah,
of the community
yeah, so it's there.
Yes.
The calendar? I mean, the flyer?
Yeah.
Yes, so.
We have community
every-
events.
I'll walk you through this. This is for everybody's awareness, right? We
Thank
update
you.
our jobs and trainings board all the time. So send people there
Okay, great.
and just go, it opens up, your table and there you go right here. This will be a flyer.
Just click the link.
Yeah, it's crazy. I thought I uploaded the flyer. Freaking I tried.
In any event, we'll ask them to, in addition to Community Board 11 union settlements, to also.
The registration page, but we did receive a flyer and I'm gonna make sure that's uploaded. I thought I had.
It's okay. You'll get to it, and double check.
Yeah, I'll update it, for sure by tomorrow and you can definitely just go back into our website and,
Thank you.
Well, that'd be great. We'll ask them if he can include it in the newsletter this Friday.
Yes.
With this.
I can do that. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for signing off on that now. Appreciate that. Okay, we're not gonna pull up the contact of the small business outreach. I want to implore everyone to just keep going out there. The hot sheet, I've gone in, it was supposed to be handled, by another member, but we can't wait forever, so I put everything into columns. Gonna put hyperlinks there, and there's a QR code there that takes us to our community resources page, which they then can get the link to the Airtable for them. But what I'm gonna ask is, Khalid, when you have a moment, you know how we've created separate web pages for events.
Yes.
We can literally copy and paste that information from the hot sheet, put it on a separate web page for them to access, so they can click on their hyperlinks there that take them to a variety of different resources, whether it's SBS, small business services, and so on. So please take a look at that. I implore, yeah, I'm gonna get to you, huh? I'd like your input. So I'm asking everyone to go look at the hot sheet, and please, Samantha did some recommendations. We have a larger JPEG for it. I put in the QR code. Please take a look, see before we go live with it. It takes a team to get things done. So as a Gen Xer, I'm used to analog on a photocopy machine. So with that, Anne-Marie, you have a question?
Anyone been inputting business, information, the spreadsheet, all the businesses that,
Some have started doing it, yeah.
I'm gonna input the ones that we visit into that.
Please go ahead. That'd be great. That's part of, that is considered outreach. And then if you have their emails, once we have this online, you can just ping over and say, hey, per our conversation, here's some information you can explore on resources. Okay, so with that, now we're gonna transition over to our job fair. Already made the announcement, May 8th. I had a conversation with Allison from Union Settlement. In addition to our big three we're bringing, I'm waiting for, and thank you for sending over the vector file for our logo, Khalid. I'm waiting for Mount Sinai's, Megas, and the MTAs. It will be in sponsorship with them, and they will be bringing their human resources. A lot of the local hiring, some entry level, some with certificate and training, and there are going to be 12 other employers that are going to be there. I'd like to see who can attend on that Friday. It's from 10 to 2. Please check your calendars and see if you can get back. If you can do 2 hours, that would be great. Just to oversee, introduce yourselves. I'm sure we'll drag a dem out at some point, or Rosa maybe show up. Some of our executive leadership be awesome to have, and just really everyone at Union Settlement's really excited about it. And I think this is a great way to collaborate and deepen our relationships. And so yeah, look for the flyer. Be getting that hopefully before the end of the week, and we can pass it off also for the newsletter as well, and just blast that across your networks. I will literally, Khalid, I'll probably want to get some copies, photocopies, in English and Spanish, and we'll take them over to Franklin Plaza, 1199, public housing, put it up in each of the common areas right over here. Yes, absolutely, in the window, of course. You want to come pick some up and distribute? Please feel free to do so.
Inviting Help USA to the training center, it's next to us, and they have a workforce development center. It's mainly for unhoused people within the DHS system, but it will be interesting just to have them there so they can also.
I will give you my email.
In Exodus community and what else?
Exodus, we have a working relationship with
Because our clients are working with them, and it's like, we are definitely going to that job fair.
Okay, great. Well, I'll give you my email and you can make an introduction. That'd be great. Thank you. The other thing I would like, beyond volunteering there, look at our flyer when I give it to you, and just ways we can continue the outreach. So having the face presence is very important, just like what you did, Anne-Marie, and others. So with that, I will get more information from Allison exactly what time she would like people to show up. If you can stay the full 4 hours, great. If you can only do an hour or two, also great. But to have people there from the community board, and it is open to non-committee members as well. And Agatha, you had a question.
Yeah, I heard you mention some city agencies. I just wanted to know if it was just public agencies or private companies as well that are going to be at the hiring fair.
Oh, it's going to be private companies as well.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Mount Sinai is a private hospital system, for example.
I see.
Mega is a private. Yeah.
And
No.
are you still accepting other companies to join, or is it too late now?
I don't think it's too late, but if you wanna, it's more about the layout of the tables and what people will need. So if you wanna make an introduction, if you have people or companies that are hiring and wanna make an introduction, please.
Yeah, so I am part of one of the largest union in New York City, so I'll make mention of it to see
Alright, send
if
it-
the HR unit can perhaps join this fair. Do I
that'd be-
put them in contact with you, Xavier?
Yes, please make an
Okay.
introduction there with their HR.
Thanks.
Yes, Emery.
You have a total number of vendors you want there?
I think they're, I mean, it just depends on what the vendors need for hiring. So, why? Do you want to see if Puerto Rican can be involved? Are they hiring right now? No?
I think you invited us.
Yeah, we did. I need you to,
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll be
great.
there, but I'm
Good.
asking for other vendors I know.
Oh, other vendors. Yeah, to make the introduction, let me talk to Allison tomorrow. That'd be great. Yeah, you guys, who does it? So it's like, what? But yes, reach out. I think I mean, if we get 20, that'd be great. We're at 15 now, so please get that across. Yeah. Okay. No other questions. I appreciate everyone, despite technical difficulties and everything. It is now 7:41. We will, new business is, one more new business. I'm gonna keep you here a bit longer. One of the things we've been hearing thrown about, okay? Taxes. It's tax day, April 15th, so it's ironic, and Khalid was very strategic working with me to put it on this day. There's been a lot of conversation about tax. I do believe in paying fair share. This is my personal opinion. I have been on both sides of the economic coin. I think, but it's also just like when I also run a business, I work in film production. Every dollar I spend, I want to see 3 on screen. That's very important for me because I'm getting value for my money. And it's about frugal and proper investment. And as we've seen recently, and this is more, kind of to whet the palate to have a conversation. There have been taxes that have been tossed around with like real estate, property taxes. As those of you remember, a little over almost 4 years ago, when Brad Landers, our former comptroller, released a report saying that Upper Manhattan was not paying high enough property taxes, we saw a year later taxes go up in this neck of the woods. Now, for those here that were here, if you remember the great flight that happened, 60s and 70s, that led to the creation of HDFC co-ops. Those are your affordable co-ops that have allowed people to stay behind. They were the ones who resurrected and lived through the burden of the fiscal hard times that Lindsay had to deal with and others. What we see ourselves in, that increase in property tax, that equity, those homes, were a way of passing on generational wealth. So I've been hearing, I've been going door to door for the past several months, a lot of concern over that because it does in many ways. So if say you had a brownstone that you were lucky enough to get back in the late 60s, early 70s, right? It was anywhere from 10 to 15,000, which was a lot of money back then. You built it up, you maybe rented out 2, 3 rooms. Maybe you spread it out into shotgun style, or you have rooms on both sides down a central hallway. That became your retirement nest egg to leave for your kids. I've been hearing a lot that they were definitely against the property tax increase. We've also been equally hearing the talk about it, the inheritance tax. So taking point, if you finally said, all right, I'm done, or you don't have health insurance, and now you've been diagnosed with liver cancer, you got to pay out of pocket. Suddenly that townhouse, which in this neighborhood is about 2 million, if the inheritance tax, which would start, if desired, which was proposed down to 750,000, everything above that, what it's been pushed for and advocated would be 50% gone, poof, done. Generational wealth has disappeared. So I've been hearing a lot of that because this is the equities being built, and who can come in and buy those are people with high net worth, which leads to gentrification. And it prevents people from actually building that generational wealth. And I know families here who have personally been able to do that and have been contributing members for generations. So it's more, are we talking, what was proposed today was saying taxing the 5 million plus pied-à-terres. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. Yeah, that I don't. But you've been hearing pushback writ large throughout the city. So I'd like you to take this home to think on for the next meeting about how taxation works. What is our return on the investment? Right? You pay your fair share. And I disclose in full, when I was in school, And my parents and my dad was a self-made man who sprung out of Millbrook projects, became a physician, had everything taken from him. And he doesn't want me to talk about this. He's a very proud Puerto Rican man. We needed assistance for a short period. And back when we had to go to lunch, you got different colored tickets to buy your lunch. You remember that, Emery? And kids would bully you. So we advocated for that to change, so it became universal. So that way there wasn't that bullying. Everyone seemed to fit in just fine. We knew by the sneakers or clothes you were wearing, right? But you didn't have the shame when you had to hand over that ticket. We fought for that. And now that you see that across the 50 states where people don't know. But in that time, when we talk about resiliency and grit, and the beautiful thing about what America offers is that we now, my family, have paid in over probably 100,000 times back into the system that took out, right? That's the safety net. That's the beauty of it. But we look at how do we make that recommendation from an economic point of view, and how do we have better balance, and how we appropriate things, and how do we balance the budget, just like you have to balance budget when you go home to make it to the end of the year. So something to think on, and how that would, impact our community and other communities of color. So that's what I'm asking to really think deeply on. So I've just raised a couple different items here to think on, so that we can have a more robust conversation. This is just more for you to take on and say, okay, I'm going to look at this, I'm going to research. One of the other things in my time having lived abroad, one of the benefits of America, that when you start a corporation, like you start a business, a local small business, and it takes off, you have funneled and fed a system. You bring in employees, they get to benefit. However, if you go bankrupt on that business, you can shake the Etch-a-Sketch here in America and start again. Over in the UK, you're one and done. A lot of European countries, one and done. That's it. It follows you for the rest of your business life. So I think there's no perfect system in capitalism or any system, but as I was raised, and not to go into Keynesian economics or anything like that, capitalism is only as good as the society exists in. The society is inherently benevolent, which I believe it is, and it can be, it will manifest that way. If it is inherently selfish, it will behave that way. And that's why you see people who get to a certain point and they volunteer their time and they volunteer their donations to organizations, not-for-profits, who try to make change possible. Some of these, like Go So Save, I know the founder of it, and he wrote a book, and he actually lives just south of 96. Really great guy. And he said, I wanted to make a change and stop the cycle. So this is just one of many examples. So I would like you to go for next month. I'll bring some ideas, share some ideas, and ultimately, how do we help advocate for this community in East Harlem to do better and put more rungs back on the economic ladder? So that's what the pathway I'd like to do. Yes.
Hi, sorry. Thank you for sharing that story. I think it's important to put it in the context of, your life story, how you got here, and not frame this kind of review on this kind of thing. I came to the meeting today because of the meeting item, so I appreciate this going to be talked more about. There was just two things I wanted to add on. It was
could you say your name for the record?
Sorry, Vicente. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jeff.
The first is, I think the framing of a resolution to halt tax increases is probably not the best place to start. Instead, looking at what does a just property tax system look like, or what does an equitable tax property system look like, I think might be a better framing for that discussion, because it might involve increased property taxes on some areas and not in others. And then maybe this is more of an economic point, but I think there's increasing evidence that subsidizing low property taxes among certain individuals doesn't actually increase generational wealth, but stops development in certain areas or causes more happening or concentration of wealth in certain cases. And so I don't think that's super important, but that's kind of what I wanted to share.
Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate that. And some of the things, and without again being very wonky, but considerate people's time, is that I devour policy, love it. We're living in the consequences of Robert Moses, the power broker, and we're having, just like we have the concentration. I know I'm hot to him, with the concentration in NYCHA. And my dad grew up in NYCHA, Millbrook, right across the river, raised by a single mom who just turned 101 this past Sunday. So that's the definition. And she sewed diapers in the garment district. right? She hardcore. I think the subsidized when it comes to housing, we have Mitchell Mama, which are also affordable co-ops. We have different models. So I think it's great. I appreciate it talking about reframing. I think we look at, again, I just wanted to get it out there for people to start percolating, thinking about this and how we can take positions on behalf of the community and get out there to speak to people and what they're experiencing with the economic realities. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming to the meeting. So with that, if there's nothing else, I will ask our ADM to call the roll.
Ayana Joseph.
Present.
Rivera absent. Debbie Quinones.
Present.
Xavier Santiago.
Present.
Spinazzo Teja absent. Vinnie Torres absent. Anne Marie Vasquez.
Present.
Mike Whitaker absent. And Agatha White.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, and with that, we will adjourn the meeting at 7:51. Thank you very much. And don't forget, we have full board next week. Okay, Tuesday. Have a good evening.